Hello, thanks for stopping by. This is Greenhouse for PC, released in November of 2025 from 7D Game Studios. I played the demo of this game a year back, and I figured it was time to play the full release. This is a first-person liminal space type of adventure where you wander around a modern greenhouse museum type of structure. It looks to be a particular size from the outside. It's a large lobby connected to a domed building of some type. When you get inside and start walking around, you're going to learn how sprawling this structure actually is, and that's the liminal space part of the game. It's quite large, it's vastly open in some places and incredibly cramped in others. You get transparent walls and some high-set windows, hidden doors, that sort of stuff. There's also odd artwork in places, and the deeper you move into the structure, the stranger things become. You're going to find rooms with items in them, kind of random. Sometimes you'll have things floating in space, or you're going to walk into an open auditorium that just feels off, oddly shaped, empty, that sort of thing. You step deeper outside of reality as you progress into the game, and the space is often filled with sometimes small items that you can pick up in your hands. In many cases, when you pick them up, something might actually happen in the environment at the same time. For instance, if you pick up an umbrella, it might start raining. Or if you pick up a pair of sunglasses, the sun might suddenly come out. And there are also going to be outlines of dead bodies, like chalk lines you'd find in old television shows, I suppose. When you find one of these spots, if you click on it, you're going to see this ghostly image of some sort of act of violence. Usually it's like a person fighting maybe or falling, something like that. It lasts for like a second and a half. I suppose it's designed to add a layer of tension or mystery to the game, I think. Although, overall, after getting to the end of this game, these kind of feel like wasted elements. Which I think brings us to the core of this game, the mechanics. What we have here is a beautiful environment. Someone engineered a whole bunch of really interesting looking levels that don't necessarily make sense in the real world. And they're not supposed to. It's a liminal space type of a game, and things aren't supposed to make sense. Like most liminal space games I've played, it's about you getting into some oddball environment and basically being stuck. You can't just turn around and walk out. You have to figure out how to get out. Knowing that this is what these games are generally like, I think this game does a really good job at giving you a whole bunch of different unique levels that add to the confusion. I think it's the strength of the game, actually. Or at least, this is what I find myself playing this game for, to see what all the different levels are and how you're supposed to actually get through them. All the different parts of the game besides this, though, like the items, the puzzles, and ultimately the story, they feel kind of wasted, or at least secondary. Honestly, a lot of these other parts feel underbaked to me. Yes, you can pick up items, but you don't have your hands picking up the items. It just comes off the ground and it spins in space. If there's also a way to actually manipulate looking at these different items, I don't know how to do that. I just sort of, you pick it up and they just kind of spin in place usually. And looking at them, it kind of feels unfinished. Picking up items that change the atmosphere certainly is interesting, but ultimately it's just window dressing, and it doesn't have an effect on the actual game. The puzzle elements that you run into are also very easy. There was nothing that stumped me, and I think it's mostly because all of the answers to the puzzles were really obvious, and they were always in the direct vicinity of where I needed them. And, of course, the puzzle types are just limited. You get a few puzzles where you have to move a wind chime, and that opens a drawer. Okay, it's not difficult, because it's probably the absolute only thing in the room you can interact with. So, it's just you figuring out to click on it. You get a few perspective puzzles too, and I found them interesting at the beginning of the game, but not difficult. Like, there's a spot where clearly a pair of stairs needs to go. Like someone cut a pair of stairs in half. And you have a miniature set of stairs that you found. It's just sitting on the floor, and now it's in your hand. You just have to find it, pick it up, and hold the stairs in front of you, that's all you do when you pick up an item anyway. It's just hovering in front of you. All you have to do is walk around to the right spot in front of that staircase area, just looking for the right perspective, and then it's magically in place. It was an interesting thing to look at the first 2 times I did it, but after that it just became repetitive. Often, to get past a section, you'll need to open a door. The door is going to take 3 keys, which are just 3 different symbols in 3 different colors that you're going to find on the map, in the exact same area where you are. If there's a door, and you need keys for it, just turn around. They're in there somewhere. All you need to do is wander around the map to find them. That's it. Feels like it's a way to force me to traverse an entire map and eat up some time. There's also occasionally an actual key that you have to pick up or a swipe card for a door, but they always seem to be in the exact same area where you need them. A few times a key or a key card was actually right on the floor in front of the door that I needed to open. When it's that easy to find a key or a key pass for a door, it makes me wonder why you're having me find the keys at all. It's like you're just trying to, I don't know, not even slow me down really. It's like, why have it? There's also an option here to turn on entities and jump scares, which is how I played most of this game. The truth is though, the entities feel like an afterthought, and kind of a waste of time. A zombie shows up and kills you. Okay, I don't think you can really kill him, so you just run away from him. Or you die and then when you respawn, he's gone. Or maybe you come to a room and there's a bunch of bugs and they start to swarm towards you. You just use the bug spray they gave you right before you walked into that room. It's not hard, and it became more of an annoyance than I really wanted it to be. It's not a fighting game, and there's no fighting system involved, so the purpose of having entities would just be to, I don't know, add an extra layer of confusion maybe? Now, some of the jump scares they had with the music and just things sort of appearing around corners and walking in front of you, I guess, some of those did make me jump. But there was nothing really past that. It's just a jump scare. Nothing really felt like it was at stake. At the very end, they try to tie the game up with a major story element. It's something that's supposed to be a big reveal. When I ran into it, honestly, I thought it was really obvious, but I also thought it was totally unnecessary. To be honest, I played this entire game not thinking there was actually a story of any type, and then to throw this in at the end, it just felt tacked on. The focus of this game was exploration until the very end. Just trying to make your way through the surreal world in front of you. But then to have a story at the end, it felt like it was just too much. It just wasn't needed. The graphics are great. For the most part, Greenhouse is all about the visuals of the environments and the way the levels look, and I think they look pretty awesome. It seems to me that a lot of the items that they have here are probably from a basic toolset of the engine that they were using. I'm pretty sure I've seen some of these assets in other similar type games. But to be clear, I'm completely fine with that. I'm totally fine with the small studio developing an entire game like this and selling it to me at a reasonable price. I didn't come here expecting a AAA game. I came here expecting a decent enough indie game. Something that was unique and kept my interest and maybe was a little different. And it did all that. Yeah, the gameplay is kind of odd when it comes to these opening door puzzles, the entities maybe, and I guess that odd story thing at the end that I don't care for very much. But I came here for a liminal experience and I feel like it delivered. I think I also only paid $7 or $8 for this, which is completely fair for this experience. If they released a second game tomorrow that was the same length but maybe with different levels, I'd buy and play that game for sure. I really liked the way the different levels were on this game. There was also this level with these colored tunnels that it really stood out to me and I really appreciated it, even though it was super easy to navigate through. There's a good mix of light and dark areas, though they do have a flashlight mechanic, and that mechanic was another wasted effort. You can pick up batteries from time to time, but I ended the game just thinking that if you gave me a steady flashlight the entire game with no batteries to worry about, I would end the game feeling the exact same way. So this whole thing of maybe your flashlight getting dim and you needing to pick up a battery from time to time just felt unnecessary. But I loved the visuals for the game, and the level design was really fun to traverse. Maybe some of these other elements weren't very exciting for me, but it's just my opinion and doesn't detract from the exploration part of the game that I really do appreciate. Well, that's all I have today for Greenhouse for PC. Thank you for stopping by for a look, and I hope to catch you on another video.